part 2 of when one of my followers reached out to express her love for my content, only to find out that 20 years ago, as a kid, she left me stranded at school in the dark all alone. I mean, it sounds really bad when you say it like that. Cinder, I am not blaming you. I don't have any ill feelings towards you. I was just letting you know how we've already met. That's it. It was not your responsibility to take me home. I mean, I also wouldn't have left a kid standing out there in the dark, but you know, it is what it is. Let's get to your questions. I know this is a terrible edit, but when I filmed the last video, I was extremely hungover and I just forgot to say some things. So instead of filming the whole thing over to prioritize continuity, I said, fuck it. So first question, haven't heard from the Cinder. I haven't heard anything else from the Cinder, and I don't really expect to. I don't know if she even watched the video. I haven't seen her comment. And really, I don't blame her because y'all gave it to her in the comments. Who's gonna own up to that? I wouldn't. But I know that the man has seen the video and he's read the comments. I talked to him on the phone for the first time in 20 years. It just felt so good to hear his voice. He sounds exactly the same. And we are making plans to reunite soon. So I don't know when he's going to let me know his schedule, and we'll hang out and we'll talk and y'all will get to meet him. And I'm so excited. You were the problem child. You probably talked her into skipping school. She got in trouble because of you. We didn't skip school. We went after school. I don't remember asking if she had to ask. I don't think we talked about that because I didn't grow up in that kind of household. I didn't have to ask to go to the store or to go to the mall. I just went. We didn't have rules. But look at me. I turned out A-okay. Also, we were like 2 or 3 weeks away from being 18. So it wasn't like we were in elementary. All I know is that we left, we had a good time, and at some point when we were heading back, that's when she told me she was going to be in trouble. This just in, guys, I know this is another terrible edit, but I was going through my comments and I just saw that the Cinder did respond. Wow, I wish I knew. Please forgive me. And I found out later that she was suspended for a week. Well, well, well. Who's the problem child now? No, I'm just kidding. I don't remember A being suspended. If she would have told me I'm getting in trouble because I was suspended, then I'd be like, fuck yeah, you're gonna be in trouble. Of course. Anyways, let's go back to where we left off at the hangout spot. So I was there for a couple of weeks, and I remember one day the man wanted everybody out, get the house clean, everything, because his family was coming to town. He didn't want anyone there, but for some reason I was there. Or I think I was like, you know, about to leave, and I guess I didn't leave soon enough because we kind of like bumped into each other or something like that. I just remember I met his family, but I didn't meet them. They came in. I don't even remember if there was a hi. It was just kind of like looking around, seeing what the fuck is going on and who the fuck is that. And they didn't say that, but it was just kind of like that energy. Like, who is she? I don't know exactly why they were there, but I can only assume that either his grades started to go down or maybe he was getting noise complaints because, you know, we were always turning up. Anyways, so I think it was 1 or 2 weeks after his family came, the man ended up moving out of the apartment across town to go live with 2 other guys. And he took me with him. Such a good guy. Such a good guy. I don't remember him packing up. I don't remember him telling me that he was moving. I don't remember how I got there. It's all a blur. I just remember one night we were at the hangout spot, and then the next night we were in a new place. After we left, I never saw the crew again. I never talked to B. I don't know what happened to any of them. It was quieter here. And because it was quieter, I couldn't tune out my thoughts. Back at the hangout spot, there's music and there's things going on that was a distraction. I was totally fine with that. But at this new place, it was quiet. And that's when the depression started to sink in. Like, I could feel it. I couldn't escape my thoughts, including the fact that my mom chose a man over me after she saw him beat my ass. No, I don't want to say beat my ass because I would like to say he didn't win. Anyways, suddenly I'm like, I'm here in this new place with someone I've grown to really care for, that I trust, but he's not my family. I just remember the room was dark, but it had this big window that overlooked a lake and a train. And I remember listening to Coldplay. I listened to this one specific song over and over and over. The song is called We Never Change. I hadn't been here since I left. And like I said, I used to listen to this song by Coldplay nonstop. It's just a really sad song, but for whatever reason, it helped me feel better. I don't know, you know that saying that misery loves company? And that song was my company. I want to listen to it right now and see how it makes me feel.
Oh.
Listen, first of all, these geese or whatever they are totally ruining the mood. I don't feel anything. I'm not emotional. I don't know if this means I'm healed, I've moved on, I let go. I don't know if it's these fucking things. I think this is my sign that we should go. This is my sign that we don't need to relive this moment. Anyway, so I'm at this apartment for about a week, and finally, the man said I had to go home. He told me I had to go. Okay, my time here is done. I have to go. Nothing happened that I remember, except the man's family came back again. They came in and did the whole, like, looking around, see what's going on, and who the fuck is she again, and why is she here again? Maybe his mom said I had to go, or maybe he was just tired of me. I don't know, but I wasn't his responsibility, but he took me in anyway, and I will forever be indebted to him. I was super anxious about going back, so a lot of that is a little bit of a blur. I don't remember leaving or saying bye to the man. I don't remember going to school or calling my mom. The only thing I remember is that my mom did pick me up from the mall around like 7 or 8 that evening. She bought me my first cell phone, and then on the drive back to the house, it was silent. So I'm just like in my head anticipating what I'm about to walk into. And I remember when we finally pulled up at the house, I was looking for his car when we pulled up in the driveway, and it wasn't there. There was no conversation about anything that happened. I don't know if the next day he left and she spent that whole month just living it up on her own. I wouldn't be surprised by that. To this day, there still hadn't been a conversation about anything that happened. I don't know what happened to him, and I never saw him again. Until last year, when he popped up in my DMs. Anyways, so y'all asked if she ever came looking for me. When I ran away and went to school the next day, the office called on the speaker and asked if I was in class. And my teacher looked at me and she was like, yeah, she's here. And that was it. They didn't ask me to come to the office. And it only happened that one time. She never came to look for me. I went to school every day. She never came to the school. Anyway, so now that I'm back home, it is crunch time, trying to cram everything in, study for my finals. I was failing like every class. Hey, I was depressed. Oh, and I gotta give a shout out to, we'll call him Supreme. Thank you for letting me cheat off your exam. Dude, if it wasn't for you, I would not have passed Algebra 2 and I would not have graduated on time. So shout out to you. I tell you all the time, when I get my millions, I got you. I got you. Y'all also asked, where's my dad? He's right here. Oh, he's not there either. He wasn't around. He came to my graduation, and that was the only time he'd come to visit me. But he was there with his new fiance, and my mom was there with her new boyfriend. 2 months after I came back from running away because of her last boyfriend, she brings a whole new guy to my graduation. Unlike my dad, I knew about his fiance, and I even talked to her a few times before we met at the graduation. But my mom, total surprise, but it wasn't a surprise, if you know what I'm saying. I didn't know one thing about this guy, who is her now husband, by the way. So after graduation, my dad's fiance got me a ticket to fly to Chicago so that we can all be together as a family and I can meet my sister for the first time. Oh, not the sister that my daughter lives with. This is the sister whose son was groping me in my sleep 2 years ago. Do y'all remember that? So much going on. So we get to Chicago. I am living it up with my sister, like super disappointed that we had not met earlier in life because we were just like two peas in a pod. I loved being with my sister. I loved being with her and spending time with her. And also just really excited to like be part of a family because I never felt that family feel. I never felt that. So here's a rundown of my family life. My parents were no longer together when I was a baby. We're starting strong here. Then my mom gets married to this guy who is super abusive, and they were together from about 1st grade to half of 7th grade. 6 months after they're divorced, I go spend the summer with my grandma out of state. I'm only gone for about 3 weeks, but when I come back, my mom picks me up from the station, and when we get home, she's like, oh, I want you to meet my friend. So I'm so excited because whenever she had friends over, there's music, there's food, you know, everyone's turning up. So I'm excited, like, great, welcome back. So we walk in the house and boom, there's this so-and-so, the guy that I got in a fight with and ran away, laying in her bed naked. And this is my first time meeting him. There was no like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. My mom wasn't like, oh, shut the door. It was just like, hey, this is so-and-so. And he said, hi. And I was like, hi. And it felt like a horse kicked me in my chest because I knew where this was going. And they were together from the summer of 7th grade up until I ran away. There was a break in the middle and she started dating this other guy, and you've got to wait to hear who this is. My mom had brought him to my sweet 16 birthday party, and you can probably see in this picture that like my eyes are a little watery because I was fucking sad. I first of all, I was disgusted. Like, how low are you? But I was like, this is my party, and I wanted to go to my party with my mom and da-da-da, but she brought him with us, and my sweet 16 was ruined. Anyways, my aunt, my friends, my sister, they all rallied and pulled me into the bathroom, and they were asking me, why are you so sad? Your mom's here, and she's got a new man. She's not with so-and-so anymore. And then I looked, and I was like, that's so-and-so's dad. A whore! My aunt went off. She was like, I'm going to beat her ass. I told y'all, everyone says that. And so when she said it, it made me laugh because I'm like, please do. Somebody. No one fought at my party, but I'm pretty sure they told her about herself because I never saw his dad again after that. And just a few months later, that's when she got back with so-and-so. Anyways, enough about him forever. This is why I was so excited to live with my dad, my sister, his fiance, her kids, and just experience what a family was like. So my sister and I arrived to Chicago, and we were staying at my grandma's house because my dad was renovating his dad's house, who unfortunately passed 2 weeks before my graduation, and he was trying to get everything all ready so that we can all move in together. But about 1 or 2 weeks later was my dad's wedding, and unfortunately, for some reason, my dad stopped talking to us after he got married. He just ghosted. At this point, being at my grandma's was just weird. The weirdest thing for me was I found my granddad's ashes in a coat closet on the floor underneath shoes and paper and other random shit. And I was like, this is how y'all do family? I gotta get the fuck out of here. So like I was saying, I never felt that family feel. Eventually we decided that it is now time to go because this is not what we came up here for. So my sister left, and then just like 2 days later, I caught a bus to Oklahoma to meet another guy that I met off the internet. Shenanigans!